Hey guys, good afternoon, good evening. It's actually evening here, and I'm sure it is morning in Texas. I'm sorry for coming late. We're about almost 1 hour plus late now, but I'm very sorry. So today I'm going to be talking about something very special. I have a very special guest with me tonight, and that is ITUNU Akorede. ITUNU is someone that I know. I think as far back as 2003, so we attended the same higher institution back then. So he has some things that I believe he would love to share, and I believe a lot of the youth, especially youths and parents and young adults, would be interested to learn from. And so that's why I have him with me here tonight. So IT.
Hello, Paul.
Good evening from here. Good evening from here, and I'm sure it is morning over there.
It is morning. I say good evening to you in India, and good morning to you from India.
Thank you. So, may we meet you? Just tell us briefly about you. I already know you, just in case we have a new viewer over there who does not know you yet. Please tell us briefly about you.
I am ITUNU Levi Akorede, a Nigerian, an advocate for better youth placement, a youth worker, a child of God. I'm not ashamed to say that. And a friend to everyone. I say my mind. I support your dream. When I see you being positive, I'll support you. When there's somewhere I can help you, I render the help. That's just a summary of who I am. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, IT, I am going to tell you the reason why I actually want to interview you.
I'm interested in knowing that.
The reason I want to know you, or why I want to interview you, is because you are no longer the guy I used to know on campus. Okay, and I am passionate. I mean, very passionate about the youth. I am passionate about everything that concerns the family and the future of this current generation. So, and the IT that I see on social media right now is very different from the guy that I used to know. And who is that guy that I used to know? Who is the guy that I used to know? The ITUNU Akorede that we used to know back in ACE was tough. I'm sure you are still very tough. All right? He was rugged, rough. Permit me to use that word. And he seemed to be the guy that does not care in those days. So, and coming to the ITUNU that I see today, I've been talking to you for some time now. So I can tell that a lot is changed about you. Back then in school, when I compare the ITUNU that I know back in school and the Akore days, I keep wondering what's happening to this guy. I know the kind of friends that you flow with and the kind of life that you were living. It wasn't. I mean, your dad was an SU, and it was obvious over him. But you weren't. I don't know you so much to be able to define you so much. But then anybody that knows it, at that time, except for maybe people that know you very closely, would say he is very tough. So I want to know. I'm willing to be curious, honestly. What happened? And what happened is tailoring to what happened then. All right? What happened there that make you that made you so much different from Baba Akorede and Mommy Akorede then?
Yeah.
I knew I think one or two of your sisters also, and I knew that they were not like you. All right. So, I hope you don't mind that I say that. So I want to know what happened then. I'm not talking about now, but then.
You see, it's been a long trip. It's been a long journey. When I say it's been a long journey, I mean it's been a long journey. Back in between 2003 and 2005 or whatever, life itself is changing, right?
Yeah.
The ITUNU Akorede you knew then, is this still the same ITUNU Akorede that is living now? But as time changes, as age creeps in, you drop something, you pick up something. The ITUNU Akorede of then was a very tough guy. Everybody knew that.
Yeah.
And let me just like you rightly said, ITUNU Akorede was a very tough guy. And I will still say this, that, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah. ITUNU Akorede of then was a tough guy. But I think right now I'm tougher now.
You are tougher now.
Yes. Someone said something years back. He said, as a boy, I behaved like a boy. And as a man, I behave like a man. As a father, I behave like a father. Things change. It's not my parents, I would say this. If I come to this world again, if my father comes back to this world and goes to the worst part of the world, I will still choose him as my father. If my mother comes to this world again, if my mother comes to this world again and goes to the poorest part of the world, I'll still choose her as my mother. They provided the best form of parentage anybody can desire in this world. But I just like I said, I did what I wanted to do. I knew what I was doing. I had for every craziness, let me put it that way, for every madness in my head then, there was always a limit. I knew when to run. Okay. I knew when to stay. I knew when to fight. I knew when to stay. I knew when to speak. I knew when to keep quiet. You understand? I was this kind of, I don't like using the word popular. I don't like using the word famous, but I was this kind of a person that was known in campus. ITUNU, IT. I was would I say I was an opposite of what people expected. But I've always been a very spiritual person. Ask anyone who knows me. That is why I have not lost my head. In a world where people lose their head so cheaply, in a campus where people lose their head so cheaply, so easily, I didn't lose my head. I still graduated with a very good point. But I will tell you then, now, that if I had known, I would live this life that I'm living now in campus. If I had known better, I would live the life I'm living now in campus. My parents are pastors, preachers.
Yeah.
Something tells me that if I have lived this kind of life, I might possibly have graduated with a first class. But I had a lot of things in my plate. I had a lot of things. So many things, peer pressure, a lot of things. I have them in my dish. Very busy dish. But I can tell you emphatically now that if I can rewind, if I can take my life back 15 years ago, I'll choose to live like I'm living now. Thank God some of us escaped unhurt. But what about those of our friends who lost their lives? How many of us survived? That's the question I keep asking. I do say this, that it's only God who takes care of children when their parents are not there. Some children left home for school. They went somewhere else.
Yeah.
Some of them made it back to school. When they make it back to school, mommy and daddy would not know. But when they die in their journey coming back to school or going to where they're not expected to go, everyone knows where they have gone to.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
And feel free to say no, okay? Feel free to say you won't answer it. Was there anything, or one or two things that you did then? I'm talking about 10 years ago, that you probably will not tell mommy or daddy.
10 years ago, that was 2008. No, but 15, 14 years ago, so many things that, you see, I have a couple of friends that I respect. I still respect them. Talking of Kemi Milaye, Bode Buowo, Tony Adeniyi, Charles Odusanya, Shewa Kimushola was 2 years my senior. These are they will still remain very good friends. Even apart from mommy and daddy, there are so many things I did I don't want these guys to know. I didn't want them to know them. I'm telling you, to show how close they are to my heart. There are so many things I did.
You kept that even for your friends.
Oh Lord, so many things now. There are friends who know some things, there are friends who must not know. Because, like Kemi Blender mentioned, when she knows anything is going wrong with me, she will be, you see the way she will be talking. ITUNU, do you want to do this yourself? So I kept a lot of things from those people. And there are many things you don't want. There are many things. I do say this. We all like tortoise. You know tortoise now, Japa. We all have rugged shells. Then we all have patches on ourselves. But there are many things.
Okay.
There are many things. I wouldn't want my parents.
You said something earlier, and I'm going to take you on that. That if you suppose there is reincarnation, and then you have a choice to pick other parents. I mean, to pick your own parents. That you will pick Baba and Mama Akorede again. All right. I want you to tell me 2 to 3 things specific now. Be specific. You generalized it earlier. I want you to say 2 to 3 things, because I know that there will be parents or would be parents that will watch or that are currently watching us. What are the 2 to 3 basic things you saw in them that will make you say, if you come back again, you will choose them as parents? Apart from the fact that they were highly positioned, and probably a few other things, but in your own words, anyway.
Okay. The first thing I would say is my parents combined. I don't know how God brought them together. I still don't know how the 2 of them located themselves. And when it was time for me to get married, I was praying. I had to pray that I needed a woman that would complement me. My dad complimented my mother complimented himself, her husband. And let me tell you this. If you have ever seen a parent, a mother or a father that is selfless, I don't know of any other one, and I don't want to know, but my parents are very selfless. My parents would rather not eat than you, their child, not getting what you need. You understand? I have seen parents who dress like Queen Elizabeth, and their children look like rags. Then now let me tell you this. My parents, you know a little of them, about them. You don't know so much about them.
Yeah, very little, I guess.
And I don't like talking about them, because there is no way I talk that I don't appear to be too polishing in my comments. But one of the few things that made me cry, I think one of the few things that made me cry when my father passed was, will I be able to live up to this man? Because there is a standard the society expects for me, being a son of who I am. They expect a standard from me. I question myself, would you be able to meet up with this man's standard? The man set a very dangerous standard for me. Now, when I say a very dangerous one, very, very great task to catch up with. And sometimes I have to call myself that to know, is it possible for you to catch up with this man? And that's my target. I want to be 10 times better than him, just like I told you some time ago. And for me to be even more, to even match up to him, one step match up to him, is even a task. And I'm dreaming of 10 times. You understand what I'm saying now? My parents are very spiritual. They are not religious. My parents are very spiritual. And through that spiritual aspect of them, they have been able to guide me and my siblings. There are mistakes I would have made, even when I was tough, when I was madding, let me use that word. My mom would just wake up and say, so I had this dream. I'm very factual now. She would just wake up and say, I had this dream. Let me tell you something. I don't know if she's watching or not. Let me skip that. But there was a day my mom just woke up and said, I dreamt you wore something like this. You wore a boxer short like this color. That color meant so much to me. And she came up, she just woke up and said, I dreamt you wore such. She wouldn't talk about such thing. That's the most insignificant dream. If I dreamed that you wear a blue shirt, so what's so significant about wearing a blue shirt? But to me, it was significant. I said, God, okay, let's go on. My parents were selfless, spiritual, and very caring. I'll just stop at that. Very selfless, very spiritual, and very caring. That's it.
Okay. Now, I am getting to where it may be tough. All right. Okay. And I'm going to be deliberately pushing you. All right. So I want you to. You are a parent yourself now. All right. You've seen, you've learned. I believe you've learned from your parents. You are a trained teacher. You've been through a lot of training. All right. So now, as a parent yourself, I want you to do a short analysis of a typical parenting in Nigeria and in the US where you are now, and how that has affected our generation. When I mean our generation, I mean those of us that were born late 70s and 2000.
Okay. Now it's one of the most interesting things to be a father now. Now I understand more. When it comes to being protective, I understand more. When it comes to being cautious, I understand more. When it comes to being conscious, I'm beginning to understand better now. When it comes to the safety of your children, I'm beginning to understand more now. You see, parenting in Nigeria, I'll still say this. I don't mind what anybody think about this, but parenting in Nigeria, if you have a good set of parents that would not spare the rod and spoil your life, those are the kind of parents I have. Parenting in Nigeria, especially with an Igbo or Yoruba mother, is the best. I live in a society where your son, let me say we were raised in a society where it is the entire compound that not sees a child. It's an entire compound that educates a child. It's an entire family that sees to the growth and development of a particular child. But right now I'm in a society where I I'm not even expected to caution your own child without you getting angry. Do not disrespect my child. I live in a society where children do everything they want. I live in a society where children do everything they want. I live in a society where, as against where I was raised. And I think if I have my way, I would like to raise my child in Nigeria. If I have my way, I would like to raise my child in Nigeria. Because apart from any other thing, the cultural aspect of it that people think is backward, the societal factor that people think is primitive, still plays a very good role in making sure that someone like me, being the tough guy you spoke about, will stay away from anything criminal. Because I understand that this name that I have is not just me. The Akorede that I carry all around is not just me. It's been a name transferred to me from generation. And if my father picked it from where he picked it, or if my grandfather picked it from where he picked it, if my great-grandfather picked it from where he picked it, I shouldn't be the one to take it to jail. I shouldn't be the one to be, you understand? I shouldn't be the one. Yeah. It's a system. Let's say it's systemic. And I live in a system where a child just drops out of school and says, you know, I just feel I'm not smart. I'm sure your parent will beat you back to school. You come back home and say, you think I'm not smart. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, you go to in Nigeria, we have so many mummies. Even your mother's friends are your mummies.
Yeah.
Your aunties are your mummies.
Sure.
The older people around you are mummies. Mommy Ade, mommy Lagbaja, mommy Ife, mommy. They are mummies. You understand? But here, they are just. I can decide to come to you and say, Paul, are you at home? Okay, my child is disturbing. I'm sending him to your house. But right here, nobody does that. You hardly do that. You hardly see people who do that. Everybody is anti. So I want to believe is societal. This factor is purely societal. You understand? It's the way we were raised. Though we think our parents were beating us, and here they call it abuse. But back home, we call it training. You understand?
Yeah.
Back home, it's called training. Here, it's called abuse. A teacher cannot even correct a child by saying, let me have your butt. Pam, pam, pam. The next day, the parent will come. Not minding what we hear of all these things. Students going to school with an assault rifle and killing classmates. It's rampant. You hardly hear that in an African society. So when people say we are backward, I tell them, thank you. I love such backwardness. If such backwardness has brought sanity into my head and my mind, and I can do what you are doing even better, and I can reason that I must not, I don't argue with police. When the cops see me, I know I'm wrong. When it stops me, I know I'm wrong. Let me have my ticket and go. That was how I was raised. You don't argue with someone who carries a firearm. But here you are free to argue. These are businesses I shouldn't get into, but I'm just comparing now. You understand? So now parenting. Now my child, I'm just like a cousin of mine told me, said, I can die for my child. I'm not sure if I would. I'm not sure. But there is nothing that can affect this child when I'm alive. You understand? That was how it is back home. And that is parenting.
Let me ask you one other question.
Go ahead, sir.
Do you think you fall into the category of one of those kids that were lucky in Nigeria in terms of parenting?
Yes, I'm lucky.
And I'll tell you my reason. Okay, see, I'm just deducing this from your explanation so far, and I think you did not experience some of the things that an average Nigerian experience.
Like what?
Okay, now there are kids their parents couldn't even afford to take care of.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
This is one reason why I said you were fortunate, or you are one of the lucky kids. All right. There are kids whose parents have no education, and you know what education means, and how education can help you in terms of parenting. All right. So now your parents, both of them have PhD minimum, right? So that's why I say you may not understand. And so I'm asking you, do you think you probably don't have a clearer or deeper understanding of what an average child goes through in terms of parenting in Africa?
Well, let me say this. There is nothing on earth. I say this. There is nothing on earth an average Nigerian child experienced that I did not experience.
How do you mean that?
Now, let me tell you this. The Rome you see today did not drop from heaven.
Of course.
Rome was built, and the building was not in a day.
Can you speak up, please?
I said Rome was not built in a day.
Okay.
The Rome you see today was not built in a day. Paris was not built in a day. Venice was not built in a day. Abu Dhabi was not built in a day.
Of course.
This is it. When I say there is nothing, absolutely nothing that kids in Nigeria are going through, or what they went through, and I did not, or my siblings and I did not go through. I was one of those kids who, in the height of a poverty-stricken nation, in the height of a poverty-stricken nation, whose parents would cook cassava. I say this openly. I don't know if my mother is watching. Cassava, yes. Maybe you didn't even experience that.
I did. You mean Mama Korede cook cassava for you?
Okay, cassava, yeah. Cassava. And out of that cassava, we are trying to make porridge.
You know, I think somebody is here that is supporting you. Somebody is Amoran. Abayomi said, IT, tell this man that we've gone through thick and thin. But you know, I guess maybe all right, continue.
So we cooked, you know, trying to make porridge out of cassava. You already, and you cooked it, and this thing will not be cooked. You know how devastating that could be. And you have to go to bed without food. I grew up in a situation, I'm just telling you this. That is why my most common saying is, he whose palm kernel, whose kernel has been cracked by the benevolent spirit, should not forget to humble himself. If fortune decided to smile on you, do not forget where you're coming from.
Wow.
I was this kind of kid whose mother or parent could not afford to buy a Christmas shoe, and I saw my mother crying.
Wow.
Not as a primary school teacher, as a university lecturer.
What?
Yeah, I'm just telling you this now. On different occasions, we were chased back from school for not paying school fees. I'm telling you this now.
You also experienced that?
Yes, I'm telling you this now. And so that is why when you see my parents taking kids of parents they never knew into their school or paying their school fees, that is an experience. That is why my parents will pay children who they never knew from Adam. My parents will pay their school fees or will take them in their school without paying school fees. Just buy your books and uniform and come to school. So that's why you are asking questions now and you are knowing. That's what I started saying by saying that Rome was not built in a day. This is a very beautiful aspect that people do not want to go through, especially the youth of today. You see someone driving Bugatti, you say, oh, I love this Bugatti, I will get it before the end of next year, or by the end of March. Then you put your hand on some crazy things. My parents went through it, and we went through it with them. You eat when you can eat. You drink when you can drink. You understand what I'm saying? There were moments my parents would not, my parents would not have the money to buy gas, petrol in their car. I'm saying this though.
Wow.
These were years back. These were years back. But today,
you know, IT. I guess this is where it becomes beautiful. You know, I am actually grateful right now that I have you here, because when I knew you, I thought he was one of those kids who had opportunities, you know, influential parents. I mean, your parents, Baba Korede was our provost then when I knew you. All right, and I knew Mommy was already a PhD holder, you know, a lecturer in the institution. So I was thinking that you know, that was I didn't know, and sincerely, you know, we didn't talk about this all the while. So
yeah, we never.
I am actually blown away that, because I never knew you had such background also. You know, somebody like me, we experienced the time, like we are talking about cassava. We use cassava to pound yam. You know, we mix it with.
Let me tell you this.
Okay.
My elder sister is not a lecturer now. She's winding up her doctorate in the University of Ibadan. My elder sister.
Yeah.
We walked over 25 miles to get sawdust to make fire.
What?
Yes, I'm telling you this now. In the heat of the 90s, 93, 94, 95.
Wow.
We will put cassava. People knew us in campus then to be making gari by ourselves. We'll put cassava, we'll go to the farm, cultivate it, plant it, harvest it, peel it, take it to the grinder, make it, fry it up by ourselves. With my father, with my mother, and my siblings. And some people who will join us to make the gari and take some. So,
wow.
Just like I said, when your hardest part, when your most difficult part of life is taken out, do not forget to humble yourself. That's it.
I love this. I love this. Sincerely, kudos to Mama Korede. Honestly, it beats my imagination. And I'm sorry for judging you wrongly. I thought you were one of those kids who never experienced some of the things that somebody like me experienced. So, well, you know, I believe that the quality of youths determines the success of every society. All right?
Yeah.
And right now, Nigeria as a nation, I don't think we have that quality in terms of youths. All right? In terms of, okay, when you were tough, okay, you were tough, but you didn't go into crime, okay? You probably didn't break laws, I don't know, quote and unquote. No. You understand? So, but with the kind of youths that we have today, I think it's going from bad to worst. So what's your impression, and what do you think we can do better?
Like I normally say, when it comes to discussing youth issues, the system has failed us, and we have failed ourselves too. I normally tell my younger brother that when you are defeated, you don't see it as being defeated. You must see it as learning something. The philosophy of the stuff you call the youth system is being consciously torn down in the system. especially in Nigeria. I mean, when I say consciously, I mean consciously now, deliberately.
I am underlining the word consciously.
Yeah, that's why I said deliberately, calculatedly, being destroyed by the system. When I say the system, I'm not talking just about the leadership. I'm talking about the parents, the teachers in school, the youth themselves, every factor. But the saddening part of it, is that we youth have also accepted the defeat. We have also accepted that we cannot go beyond this. We have also accepted that when you take the worst to be the best for you. A lot of us, just like I said during one of my broadcasts sometimes ago, maybe during the week, when I tell you, Paul, you cannot do this, and you tell yourself I can do it, nobody can kill that spirit.
Yeah.
But right now, in the system that we have a system where we have the presidency, we have the Senate, we have the House of Representatives, we have always the governors always making laws for us every day. They do that every day. They make laws for the country, but of what benefit as this on the system, on the nation? If the general population of Nigeria is 180 million to 200 million, I assure you that we have about 140 million youths. And most of us, we were raised, given birth to between 1960 and today. And of the generation of those who have suffered most, I say it, of the generation of those who have suffered most in Nigeria are those who were born between 1977 and today.
Yeah.
And of the generation, and those who have suffered most, 77 today is 40 years old, right? You see those ones between 1977 and 1993 or 95 or 96 suffered very highly. And when you think about the suffering you've gone through as a person, you want to think of how to get out of it. So how do I get out of it? It is given unto you this day to choose this or this. This stands for negativity, this stands for positivity. When we have a system where the parents, what they emphasize is wealth. The church emphasizes wealth. The mosque emphasizes wealth. The teacher emphasizes wealth. Everybody around you emphasizes wealth. So what do you expect? Then you start thinking of the closest, the shortest way to make your money. And that is why you have 18-year-old boys, 19-year-old boy being arrested in Djibouti for money ritual. That is why you have youths leaving Nigeria for Singapore, for China, for India, going with drugs, even when you know that you will be killed. This is why you see Nigerians in jails in Britain, in Denmark, in France, for what? For credit card fraud. Even those we call the celebrities, you see them in prison in the US and Britain. Even those who you think to be models to others. They have their hands in drugs. They have their hands in credit card fraud, their hands in ritual, and they are there in the open on Facebook, throwing the dollars and pounds. They are there on Instagram, telling me and you how to live right. Someone who got his money through money ritual or through Yahoo, through scam, through credit card scam,
and we all know,
teaching me how to live right, teaching me how to be positive. That is disheartening and humiliating to people who have decided, people like me, I'm proud to say, people like me who have decided to live right. It is disgracing and embarrassing to someone like me who would see money, and I promise you, I have seen money that I didn't take. I have seen money that I didn't take. Because these are things I don't think about heaven most times. I don't think about heaven most times. I don't think about heaven. I think about this earth. If you, Paul, catches me stealing someone else's money, how do you judge me? You have caught me. How do you as a man, what do you say about me? So now, if I know that I won't receive a good judgment from you as a man, so why should I wait to when I get to heaven to be judged by God? So let me live right here. I don't know if there is heaven or not, but I will live right. I aspire every day to live right. So that if I eventually get to God and God finds me to have lived right, He judges me according to the works of my hand. Not according to what anybody says, not according to what the government did to me. God will not, this is what I've known. The society will not judge you because the government has not been pleasing to you. They will not judge you because the system has not been kind to you. They will judge you according to the content of your character.
Yeah.
That is it. And that is why each time I have opportunity to talk like this to youths, I tell them it's not just Nigeria, it's everywhere. India, Nigeria, South Africa, United States, everywhere there are youths there. And a lot of us are just, we are down now. Many of us are down. We have taken that we cannot go beyond this. This is, sir, if you look at what Nigeria is saying right now, even not just now, it's generational. You see a 25-year-old man in school, and after graduating at 26 or 27, goes back home, waiting for NYC call-up. Goes there to serve for 1 year. And after the 1 year, he makes 199,000 all through the year. Or let me say 215,000 naira all through the year. That is less than what some people make in a week somewhere else. A year. That is what, it is less than what some people make in a week. You understand? There are guys who make $3,000. There are guys who make $3,000 a week, 6,000. There are people who make above $500,000 in a year. So where do you want to place that? Yet a Nigerian youth wants to survive. That is what is most important to a Nigerian youth. A Nigerian youth want to succeed. That is why you see us crossing from Libya to Spain. A Nigerian youth wants to do everything. That is why you are in India going through your academics, where you don't have a father, you don't have a mother. And the Nigerian youth want to survive by going to an herbalist to say, this is my mother's wrapper, this is my father's trouser, please make money from it. I've seen that video. These are Nigerians too. And they are Nigerians there in Britain being decorated every day. Why do we have to always go through the vices and think those are the shortest routes to wealth? You have heard about billionaires who died without an heir. They died without a single child. Billionaires. So who inherits that? The society, the public. People who are not even related with you to you will fight over your wealth.
Yeah.
So instead of increasing our wisdom, instead of increasing our knowledge, we want to increase our pockets. Mm-hmm. And when you are increasing your pocket and I'm increasing my wisdom, you will pay me. I will take your money later. Because something at a certain stage, you will need someone who has the knowledge of something. And you have to look out. If the president can do it alone, he does not need to hire a minister who went to school in Britain. He does not have to hire a minister who worked in Germany. If the president can do it alone, he has gotten the highest vote. But he wouldn't have to hire people as expatriates.
Yeah.
You understand? So now, without contesting an election, a minister is earning his money. Without contesting an election, a DG is earning his money. And they sleep in peace in their house. Because when they curse the nation, they do not curse the minister of fire. They curse the president of the country. So people, the youth system is so down that we do not have to wait for the country to do anything for us. You do not have to wait for any of your respective countries, wherever you're listening to us or watching us, to do anything for us. Get your life together. Take a decision. This is how far I want to go in life. It will be gradual. It will be gradual. Raindrop, 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 raindrop. Before you know it, your drum is filled. And you enjoy everything you have made in peace. You enjoy every aspect of your life in peace. You are not scared that EFCC is around. If EFCC is around, so what's my problem? I don't have any EFCC's property in my house.
What's my business with that?
I don't have any business with that. You are not scared that SAS is asking you for your laptop. Okay, you want my laptop? Take. What do you do? What do I look that I do? I'm a legal hustler.
Okay, IT. Thank
Yes,
you. I am very, very grateful for these points, lovely points that you have made. Now, I want you to tell us specifically your experience, and experiment with the truth. All right, the truth is something that is not selling in our world currently. Anywhere you go in the world, okay. I have lived in Abu Dhabi. I've lived in the UAE. I've lived in Nigeria all my life. I'm living in India right now, and I'm telling you that the truth. All right. So now, I want you to share your experience. You once told me, I want to remind you, you once told me that even when you were in school, I remember when you were in school, you said you have a friend who said he would rather have his honorable D, right? Something like that. He said he would rather have his honorable D than to cheat and have A. So I want you to tell me just briefly your experience and experiment with the truth.
Just like you said, the truth is not something that that has good value in market. It's not something that brings you so much fame, but it brings you rest. When I say my name is Peter, and then next week you meet me, I say, hey Peter, then I'm confused because people who don't keep track. You understand? If that's not my nickname, if that's my nickname, you understand? So you now say Peter. I say my name is not Peter. So my name is Benga today. Let me tell you something. I did something very. I like saying it as it is, so people don't think that this guy is a saint. I'm not a saint. People know me. There are very many people who know me one-on-one. So they will be the ones to say this is what ITUNU can do. This is what ITUNU cannot do. So during my NC days, one particular lecturer, Dr. Fabarimo, he was the head of the Department of Religious Studies then.
Yeah.
He gave us an assignment. You know, in my NC days, you didn't know me during my NC days. I was a better person in 2005, 2003. So this is one of my NC mates back in school, Dave Sam. So this man gave us an assignment. I didn't do it. I know where to submit, but I didn't do it. So when he was submitting, when my classmates were submitting, I just went to him and said, sir, I did this thing, but I forgot it at home.
Okay.
This should be 1999 or 2000. 1999 or 2000. So I said, sir, I did it, but I forgot it at home. He said, okay, go ahead and bring it. So when I left him, as nasty as I was as a young guy, my mind didn't give me that dead rest. Go back to him and say, sir, this is my assignment. So what I told you that I forgot it at home, I didn't do it. I'm saying it. I went back to him. Yeah. I said, sir, I didn't do it. And if you will punish me for lying to you, I will take it as a punishment. Then coming to submit this. He might have forgotten this now. This more than 1998 or 99, between 1998 and 2000. I said, if you do not take this from me, I know this is a punishment for not doing it, but I didn't do it while I told you I did it. Forgive me, sir. And I was about stepping out of his office. He called me back. He said, Akorede, come, bring it. He said, for saying the truth, I will take it from you. And he took it from me. You won't know the magnitude of the peace that crept into my heart afterward.
Yeah.
Truth does not have a good value in market, but is the needed thing for the world to progress. Nobody, it's so cheap.
IT, please pause, okay? Just pause from there where you are now. I am currently reviewing my book now. It's going through the final stage of review, and there's somewhere I wrote there that the truth, even though it's a scarce commodity in our society right now, but it is something that we all need. And I am damn sure that the truth is going to be selling seriously in any moment from now. People are going to be searching seriously for people that have stayed with truth. In 2005, okay, I was in Abu Dhabi, and I happened to see 1,000 dirhams. 1,000 dirhams that has no owner. And at that time, I needed money badly because I wanted to bring my wife in. So I was thinking that that month, my salary for that month, if I get it, it won't be enough. So I'm still looking for maybe some guys some of my colleagues will borrow me money so that I can join it and bring in my wife, because I've been promising and I didn't want to fail that September.
Yeah.
But 1,000 dirhams. In fact, that was the first time I was seeing 1,000 dirham. I've been seeing 500. Okay, but this one was 500. 1,000 flat. Immediately, my brain began to calculate what 1,000 dirhams can do in terms of what I had to do right now. And do you know how much that was in Nigerian money? It was 86,000 something. 86,000 naira at that time. So my brain was beginning to calculate what this can solve. But immediately I said, no, this is not my money. And what's the right thing to do? The right thing to do is to report to the authority.
Yeah.
All right. Give it to them. If they can trace the owner, fine. If they cannot, it's none of my business. All right. And that was what I did. And the fact that I did that today, it's a part of my life that I can always make reference to. All right. So please continue.
So I've gotten some very, very beautiful experiences of how truth saved me. So there was a moment when something at work, and then I was working with American Airlines, and I think someone came up. Okay, two workers had an argument. When you argue, possibly you get terminated. So they called people, as a Nigerian, they called a lot of, it was between two Americans, and they said, who was the witness? They said some people were there. So I think those they called earlier just spoke in support of, when I call my friend as a witness, I expect him to speak in support of me, right? My support. When you call your...
Of course.
So they just called me and said, oh, there was this African guy that was there. That tall African guy. I wasn't the only tall African guy in American Airlines. So they just were searching around. They said, oh, if you see Emmanuel calling, maybe he knows the African guy they're talking about. So I got that's the guy. This is the guy. I said, what is this? What are you talking about? He said, okay, so, and something happened between some people around here, and they want people to... I said, is that why they called me? My manager said something that day. He said, Emmanuel, whatever you say here will be the seal over this situation. I knew what actually happened because I was actually there. I had the first-hand information, a witness.
Okay.
I said, did you just say whatever I say will be the seal on it? He said, yes. I know the society favors women. Especially when they know how to cry. So I knew this guy's job was going.
Okay.
So I said, hey, lady, look at this guy. If he was your brother, would you want him to lose this job? She said no. If he was your husband, would you want him to leave this job? No. Do you know how many guys are attached to this guy's job?
Destiny.
I don't care. I don't want to care. Okay, I said, okay, since you don't care, do you want me to see everything that happened? Do you want me to see everything that happened? Then she started dragging, because this guy had no neutral witness. So
yeah.
I said, sir, tell them both to go. Because if I say this, I don't know how you will take it. But when my truth comes, when I decide to talk, I say my mind. I say, I don't mind if you greet me tomorrow. If I would judge, I say she was at fault. That's all I have to say. She was at fault. She did not. Okay, you told me to do this. Do it. That's not your unit. If that's not your unit, do it. But you think you can do it like you want to do it. I said, that's it. You see, truth will not pay you. But when people need reference, when people need someone, even when a liar needs someone to support him, he will look for you. Even when a liar needs someone to you understand what I'm saying? When a liar needs someone, when he knows you have the credibility, when he knows that you have this, people listen to you, people believe what you say. You'll be the one to be solved. So, truth, just like we both agreed, truth is not something that everybody likes, but it is the stuff that we need to heal the wound of the world. When I can tell you that, Paul, you are wrong. When I can say, Paul, do this. Paul, you know, when there is no truth somewhere, everything, we just do things like we are doing it right now. I will not make reference to anybody, but when truth is there, there will be peace. But how many people are ready to listen to the truth? How many people are ready to take the truth? That is one question that keeps bothering me. If I say, Paul, your nose is big. Is my nose big? You are a short guy. Even a short guy does not want to say you are short.
Yeah.
That is part of the problem we are having in the world. When someone who knows, I know I am tall, and I don't want people to say I am tall. See, because they are abusing, are you not tall? Until we all learn to take the truth as it is. It is sacred. Truth is sacred. Until we all agree to take it as a sacred commodity, as a needed commodity, we will keep doing what we are doing. Everything we are experiencing will keep coming up to us, and it will come to our children.
I guess the reason why a lot of people are not willing to tell the truth is that it always comes with a price.
Yeah.
And in most cases, people are not willing to pay the price. Like Baba Akorede, for instance, when he was in that position, I don't know what other lecturers like him would do to make money, but he decided to be poor. I've always tell myself that I'd rather be poor, I'd rather stay poor and be able to beat my chest that I am honorably poor than for me to steal money and become rich or wealthy. So in most cases, the thing is that people are scared of the truth. They are, not the truth. They are scared of the sacrifice or the price that comes with it. For instance, there are people that will hate you. Like the lady you are talking about now, she probably will not like you anymore.
I don't want her to like me.
So you must be willing to go to the level of, I don't care what you say. If you don't like me, it's okay. It's okay for somebody to not like you. Everybody will not like you. Anyway, IT, thank you so much for dealing with that. It was on point, okay? And I'm going to go to my next question now because of time. So I want you to tell us your passion for Nigeria. And then I will follow up with something like that, another question. Just tell us briefly. Tell us your passion for Nigeria, because you told me that you prefer to live in Nigeria than live in the US.
I mean it. I've always said it. Okay, now. You see, Nigeria is just, I'm a full-blooded Nigerian.
Of course.
When I say I'm a full-blooded, I mean I'm a full-blooded. I'm not one of those guys. Let me tell you this, the day I was to leave Nigeria, my mom sat next to me at the airport. So I told her I was going down to the restroom. I'm going to allow Mohammed. So I got into the restroom and I was crying. I was crying because, number one, if you go to, that wasn't my first time of traveling out of Nigeria. But I knew where I was going to. The beauty will not make me run down home easily. I'm a very factual person. The pleasure will not make me think of running down to Nigeria. So I thought if my country was 60% like the United States, I wouldn't have a reason to go. In US, when a US company sends the plumber to Nigeria, a plumber or a carpenter or a cleaner, we treat them as expatriates. Haven't you seen, even China, when Chinese guys come to Nigeria, we treat them as, haven't you seen a picture of a mobile police holding a gun and holding an umbrella for a guy that was making phone call? Who does that in the US? Who does that in the US? Obama will hold his umbrella by himself. The mayor of Dallas will stop when you stop him as a security guard. But in Nigeria, we treat even a plumber, a carpenter from the US, or from Britain, or from Germany, as long as they are light skinned.
I agree. I don't entirely agree with you, IT.
Bro, this is the experience. Look at what happened at this helicopter company in River State. When the Nigerian guys there decided to lock the gate. That you are firing us because you are employing foreigners. We have not committed any crime. You fired us because you are employing foreigners in our country. That's it. It is in the country, even like, sir, tell me how many major companies, how many major construction companies that are working in Nigeria. Julius Berger is in Nigeria. Strabag is in Nigeria. Yeah. Go and tell me. Yeah. They will bring them. They will not come in and use Nigerians to do the job. They will take the money and go away.
And you want to blame them for that?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. I'm just talking about my passion for Nigeria now. I think a country where you are recognized by who you are and by what you can offer. In the US, we have seen doctors. Dr. Lutoye works about less than 40 miles away from me. This man, Dr. Lutoye is an household name now in the US in terms of medicine. He's from Ondo State. But let him come to Nigeria. He will start working, they will start using him. The moment they get a white guy who does not even have the same years of experience, who has not achieved what this guy has achieved, they will make him the CMD. In fact, to make good money in Nigeria, you need a light-skinned CMD. To get contract in Nigeria, you have to be able to speak with a different accent. Correct or not? Nigeria is a country where nothing that is ours is honored. Even the Yoruba language, the Igbo language, the Hausa language.
I disagree with you.
Okay, sir. Give me one thing.
I disagree with you.
Tell me one thing that is honored.
I give you no. I'm not talking about what is honored or what is not honored. The reason why I'm disagreeing with you is the fact that I believe in value. All right, I believe in skills. Okay. Why you are in the US because you wanted to study. I am here because I wanted to develop myself. All right. Yes. See, if we develop ourselves to the level where we can run the country by ourselves, all right. Okay. How many Nigerians have actually started their own construction company from the scratch without needing an Indian, without needing a Chinese, without needing a European or an American? See, I worked in railway for 5 years. I left deliberately. I left. All right, that this is not the way I want to live my life. The Indians were previously managing the railway after the British left. And believe me, the bosses that I have in the office, they told me that when the British was there, they were getting all the benefits. When the Indians were there, it was running very good. They were getting all the benefits. But after they said, oh, we can manage it by ourselves, they send them away. All right? After they send them away, see, today, I think 90, or not 90, about 70% of the railway tracks, houses are being built on them.
Okay.
And do you know why? Do you know why?
Yes,
it's because Nigerians, that is civil servants, railway staffs, and the people in the community, they will sell the land to people who want to build house, people want to build kiosk, people want to build shop around the railway track. All right, they sell this land. Even this is federal government land. This is federal government property that nobody has a right to sell. All right, but they are collecting money from them. This is what some of the railway staffs are using as are getting as extra money.
Okay.
So now when they want to build repair the track, not build, they are repairing the tracks. Okay, from Lagos to Kano, they brought the Chinese, and from what we'll gather, that some of the Chinese are even prisoners in their country. So they brought to come and serve in our country. But the truth is, we have engineering department in railway, but they cannot do it.
Okay. So
when they cannot do it, do you think they will not bring expatriates? They will keep bringing expatriates until you and I begin to send the message to them that every youth have to get themselves trained. I think you could have gotten a job in Nigeria, but you decide to say, I am going to US to go and have. Just like you said, and I've been Nigerian, I've been a civil servant, okay, for 5 years. And when a civil servant gets more money, what does he want to do? He quickly wants to go and build a house. He will not develop himself. There are people who have been in government job, they have not done any single training, not one single seminar, not one single paid seminar have they attended in the last 5-10 years. And these are people that are expecting the government to pay them more money. When I was in railway, people are always agitating and saying the union should ask for more money, the government should pay us for more money, but we are not producing.
Okay, now let me. You want me to? Can I come in now?
For me, I don't think it's the fault of the expatriates.
Yeah. While I will not say you are totally wrong, and I will not disagree with you, and I will not agree with you entirely. Now look at it. How many times? Just like I told you, I worked with American Airlines as a ramp clerk. That was where I was learned to work on the plane.
Okay.
And while I was in training, I never did it. I read history with education, and I went to read history my masters. When I got there, when I was in training, I was paid for being trained.
Yeah.
Not minding if I'm white or black. They need me. So
yes,
as long as they were paying the trainee.
Yeah.
That's it. I work with Teledoc, the telemedical company. I was in the class there being trained, and I was being paid per hour. You understand? Now, look at. Let me take you where most of us have interest. Let us use our soccer.
Yeah.
Nigeria went ahead and hired coaches, light-skinned coaches.
Yeah.
They hired Christian Chukwu. They hired Onigde. They hired Santi Siasia. They hired Iguavon. These are guys who played for Nigeria and played professionally and won leagues and won trophies.
Yeah.
They have their shirt designed with medals. But you went ahead and hired someone whose club career maybe did not even span 2 years, who does not even have a record of winning anything. But he is a light-skinned coach and came to Nigeria where you cannot afford to pay your own indigenous managers 2 million naira per month. You were ready to pay. You are paying these guys $250,000 per month, and you were paying them. But you will not pay our indigenous because they are what? Because they are sinners to be Nigerians. You will not even pay them because they are criminals to be Nigerians. But when you go ahead and hire Bora Milutinovic or Bonfrey Joe or Clemens Westerhoff, you give them what they desire, what they determine what they want you to pay them. And when they are coming, they come with their cousins and their brothers, who they tell you they are certified coaches, and you pay them.
Yeah.
But sir, apart from Westerhoff, which other coach has won Nigeria any trophy? Maybe tell me, he's a Nigerian.
I'm not sure.
Keshi, I'm just using soccer now. When our guys, when they go out, they don't want to come back home and play for Nigeria. They don't want to come back home and run for Nigeria.
IT, who do we blame?
Now, that's where I'm
going. Who hold responsible?
That's where I'm going to the governmental policy. Now look at it. Unto whom much is given, much is expected. Say anything about EFCC. Say anything about EFCC. EFCC is very effective. I am telling you. I have met a couple of them who were trained, sent out. Say anything about Nigeria police. An aspect of Nigeria police crime fighting is very effective. It's very effective. Nigerian police, if they are ready to arrest you, they will follow you from where you committed the crime to Iran, to Sudan, and bring you back to Nigeria when they are ready. Look at DSS. DSS is very effective when they are ready to be effective. Unto whom much is given, much is expected. You cannot be paying me 40,000 naira and I'm carrying metal like a donkey and you want to see the best of me. You cannot be paying a teacher 15,000 naira every month and he shot for an average of 40 hours every week, 8 to 4. Then some of you guys who have private school, you want them to wait and do extra moral classes for students and you pay them 500 a week. And you want to see the best of them. And go back, sir. Go to Nigerian universities. Go to where the government, go to where they have an international connection in terms of researches. Look at them, they are doing good. Look at where they do not have international connection, where they rely on the government. Sir, Covenant University is rated one of the top 1,000 in the world. As much as I don't like private universities, I will refer to that. It's rated as one of the top 1,000 universities in the world. It's the Nigerian university, right? In just United States have more than 1,000 universities. Britain has more than 500. So if Covenant University is rated as part of the top 1,000, sir, we need to ask questions, what is going on in that school? But in our system, you pay a professor 500,000 naira a month. Sir, as even a non-professor, don't you make more than that in a month? Where you are? As a non-professor, before you become a professor, you must have put 15 years of service into it. Right?
Yeah.
You pay a professor 500,000 and you want to see the best of him. Sir, a little incentive. You are talking about your railway system. Let the Indians come. Indians will rule you. They will administer you. Let the Americans come. They will treat you like you will be treated by your government, like you have been treated by your government. If I call you my Nigerian brother, if I say you are in Nigeria, you are a Nigerian. And on your own land, if I tell you are a slave, you are a slave. The government of Nigeria has called a lot of the civil servants slaves. And when
they are behaving like slaves.
And they are behaving like slaves. And when the foreigners come and handle the companies to make it effective, to make it productive, they have to be treated like slaves. Because the government has made them to work without salary. And you cannot, nobody does anything meaningful on empty belly. What do you want me to do? I cannot study on empty belly. I cannot work on empty belly. I cannot even talk sense on empty belly. So you want a civil servant to work effectively on empty belly, having worked 6 months without receiving? That's nonsense salary you pay them, 40,000 naira a month. Or how much is it that you pay them? And you want a secondary school teacher to teach your son? And a lot of them have their a lot of these government guys have their children in Ivy, in Harvard, in Cornell, in Yale, in Bradford, in Birmingham, in Oxford, in Cambridge. That's where they have
Abu Dhabi Abu Dhabi University is one of the most expensive universities in the Middle East, but it has a lot of Nigerians. And when I see them, the last time I saw one of them, I said, "Oh, how much is their school fees?" He said, "Boss," the basic school fees is about 100,000 dirhams." And I opened my mouth. I said, how did you get that from coming from Nigeria? He said, "Nah, God." I said, "Bros, forget, no be God. Tell me, how are you doing it?"
So, you know, so when these guys come back, their parents already have a spot for them, reserved for them. At the federal ministry. So they pay them. Their salary does not stop. But you, the civil servants who went into the civil service from the very scratch, you earn 25,000, and by retirement you are earning 75,000, and they still get tax off you. You still pay tax, and you have children in school. You have 3 children in school, right? So how do you want me to? A governor told people in the state that, you know, that because of the economic situation, so you will go to work 3 days and go to your farm. Who does that? That is insanity. And that is the kind of system we have. That is where we were raised. And that is the kind so sir, ask yourself now. You have worked. Nigerians do not need so many things. Sometimes when I'm talking like this, maybe because I'm public now, sometimes I cry because I know what pain Nigerians go through. Someone said not only in Nigeria. Thank you. I know the pain people go through. Sir. Okay, imagine someone who is a secondary school teacher in Osun State, and the wife is a secondary school teacher in that state, and you are paying them half salary. Ask me, half salary of what? Half salary of 50,000. 50,000. And you are paying. So the two family, the mother brings 25,000, the father brings 25,000, and they have rent of 10,000 a month to pay. And they will go. The children have to eat, and they have to go to school. And the man may be, so sir, what are you talking about? What effectiveness do you want to see in such system? When I know that if I sell pure water, I can make 300 naira a day. And no tax, so nobody will come and collect tax from me.
Yeah.
Even when I'm selling that pure water now, somebody will come and say it's local government official. I want to see that. That's what you just have to think about. So for us to have a working system in any country that is affected, you first have to tell your. Early this morning I said the truest president that will ever rule Nigeria will be the president who can say, Nigerians, I am sorry for what the leadership before me have done to you. I am sorry. And I'm not saying sorry to campaign, no. Sorry, sincere sorry. That I promise you that my system, my administration, if it is just one day, will make you smile.
Well, good luck said that now, but nothing happened.
I said sincerely. I said someone that means it. That means it's sorry now, and I can say I'm sorry. You see the countenance. The countenance will mean that you really know the pains of these people. Sir, Nigerians have suffered.
Sure.
Nigerians have suffered.
Especially our generation.
When someone comes and tells me the story of how they used to eat chicken and beef and rice and bread on, they say, put that for my head. You put it in the purse of the government and the government pays it. And they come to your bedroom and takes your... That's why you have laundry in almost all these old universities. Go and check new universities, they don't have laundries. When they have laundries, they are paying, someone is paying for it. That's why you have laundry in ADMI, that's why you have in UI, that's why you have in OAU. Not those, that's why you have them. Because they go to the students' hostel and maybe they pay stipends to get it back, just to keep it running. The government would do that. You graduated 2005. Sir, it's so pathetic. When you think that this is the same Nigeria, that was respected by Britain, that was respected by the US, by Germany, by the Soviet Union, in the 60s and the 70s, even early 80s. And you think that when they tell me, I think, are these people lying? Are these people lying? When you think about the Nigeria of today, you don't want anybody to tell you that there was a country like Nigeria. Tell them, please don't tell me the story of a beautiful Nigeria. Let me face the reality that I have on ground. This is what I'm saying.
Let me ask you something that is personal to me. Okay, and it is personal to me because I think we all need to get past the level of letting, if I am working for somebody, I'm working for the government, for instance, let my pay determine the quality of my service. All right. So what happened to patriotism?
Okay.
What happened to patriotism? Why is it that people cannot work selflessly? Now, I'm not saying people should work and go hungry and die of hunger, but I'm saying that why is it that we cannot be patriotic? We are not patriotic. That's just the simplest way to say it.
The most patriotic people I've seen in my life, in the entire universe, they are the American military guys. But they don't do it for free. They do not do it for free.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they don't.
The government pays their school fees. The government pays their children's school fees. Their medical insurance.
And almost all the higher institutions give them free tuition.
That's why they have the Veterans Association, VA, called it VA. Nobody does anything for free. Sir, patriotism does not put bread in your children's plate. Salary would. I just said it and I mean it. Patriotism does not put bread in your children's plate. Your salary will do. And let me now tell you this, sir. Nigerians do not want you to pay them 500,000 naira a month. All what Nigerians want is the consistency of the stipend you are paying them. If you are paying me 20,000 naira, sir, on the 28th of February, let my money be in my account. I know you have paid me 20,000, and I will go there and I will cut my coat according to the cloth that is available. But I have paid, my salary is 150,000, and for 7 months I have not received a cent. And you want patriotism from me? Have you seen an hungry patriotic person in your life? I've not seen one. I am hungry and you're expecting patriotism from me. Haven't you seen people? You think they are joking? These guys are not joking. They say, come on, say, why can't say Nigeria? Meaning that God should just come and kill all of us. That is frustration. That is how frustrated people have become. Not just under Buhari, under Obasanjo we were frustrated, under Abacha we were frustrated, under Abacha we were frustrated, under Abanga. It is a generational frustration.
Yeah.
And people, when I talk like this, you say it's not because of anything. The suffer that I have suffered, I don't want my children to suffer the same. It is not.
I am seriously concerned.
It is not good. If you want me to be happy today, sir, sir, tell me that we have a system that is working and we can see it in 1 week. How do you explain that Nigeria, one of the top 10 crude oil producing country, does not have gas? Top 10.
It is pathetic.
It is not pathetic, sir. It is sad. It is worse than pathetic.
You know what the feeling that I got the first day that I went, there's a street we call Cornish in Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
The first day that I went there, I was you need to see me really angry. And angry at somebody that I cannot see. I was almost cursing. Because I kept wondering, what in the desert? If these people could do this in the desert, why couldn't we do it? We have the best kind of the best kind of land, the best kind of weather, we have resources, we have everything. These people don't get up to, they don't get to 0.000001 of the rain that we get in a year.
So, as blessed as Nigeria is, he said the problem with our polity is not because we are poor, but we have been unfortunate to be governed by the most corrupt of humankind. We have been unfortunate as a nation to have been ruled by the most heartless of criminals. We have been unfortunate to be ruled, to be administered, to be led by the most confused people you want to think about. That's the problem. And when you come and you see that this is the same set of people who have visited the United States, they have visited Abu Dhabi, they have visited Germany, they have gone to Britain, and they come back. I saw a picture of a state governor hanging on the train in Britain. This is the same governor that would drive with 20 cars in his convoy. Professor Yayi was killed in 2013.
IT, speak up. You don't push you.
Hello?
Hello. I said, speak up. People say you don't push. You are speaking push now.
When it comes to this stage, this is the most breaking part of my concern. Professor Yayi was killed in 2013 by a driver in the convoy of the Kogi State governor. This guy drove recklessly and he was killed. Professor Yayi was killed in an accident. When you remember that these are the same set of guys who come to US and take Uber and take Lyft and take taxi.
Yeah.
You now begin to wonder, are these people mad? Are they possessed? What? I think there are some things you don't even want people to see. That you don't do in the house. You come out and do it, right?
Yeah.
But things that they cannot do outside, they come around and do it in their house.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And when you start thinking about poverty, when people outside, when they see our leaders, they say, you guys are not poor, but we do poor jobs. We run out of Nigeria. We run to Russia. I ask myself, if I go to Russia now, what will I gain? The economy is not beautiful. People run to Greece. What will I gain in Greece? People run everywhere. People run to Burkina Faso. People run to Mali, to every coast.
Did you see the video of people trying to cross from Libya to Spain?
Yes, sir. I saw it.
You saw the video. People were dying in their hundreds.
People will
and a lot of them are Nigerians from Edo.
That's what Japanese call Iraqi.
Yeah.
Nigerians, sir, if you want to see, I'm serious. If you want to see, I have seen very hardworking people in my life. But the most hardworking people I've seen are Mexicans and Nigerians. To stay alive, Nigerians will do 2 jobs. And we'll still be doing business.
Yeah. And they'll still be going to school.
We're going to school. Even boys of 19 years, international students, will be driving Uber, and will still be doing another pizza delivery, and will be going to school. And yet they still come out as one of the best. But when they go home, what becomes of them? I know friends who went from UK back to Nigeria. Okay, they go back home. Your beautiful certificate. This certificate is beautiful, but we don't have a space here for you. So we now want to ask ourselves, what exactly have we gained? To me, apart from calling myself a Nigerian, permit me to say, I say this with all sense of arrogance. I mean, I'm not saying pride, arrogance. I'm one of the best Nigerians you can find anywhere. I will rather fight you than you disregard Nigeria when I'm there. I have fought Nigerians. I have shot old people up for saying bad things about Nigeria. I have walked out on older people for saying bad things about. I've walked out of churches. I've slandered pastors. I've caused imams for saying bad things about Nigerians. I mean Nigerians, not Nigeria.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, see, I think the problem is not with Nigeria. The problem is with Nigerians.
The problem is
now, I want you to summarize the solution. What should we do as youths? You and I, and those, and those youths from Africa, from Asia, who will see this video, what do you think we can do? So we need to revitalize we need to revamp the image of our nation. And I'm not just talking about makeover. I'm not talking about image makeover. I'm not talking about us polishing and pretending to be what we are not. We need to come out better. Our systems need to work. The police need to work. Civil servants need to work. But what can we do? This is our dispensation. See, I called into a program sometimes last week. No, earlier this week. They brought Don Pedro. I don't know, maybe you know him. Don Pedro from Nigeria. You know, this guy spoke brilliantly. And I called in. I was almost crying here. I said, what happened? The people of your generation, that is Nigerians who are around 70, 60, 50-year-old now, nearly, all of them, okay, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them actually enjoyed some form of scholarship. But starting with those of us that were born between 1975, 76, up till almost now, nothing. We were left to fend for ourselves. So now, and this situation of things is going to be left in our hands, whether we like it or not, soon. So I'm saying, what should we do? What can we do? You and I, what can we do? We need to revamp this situation.
When will the system be left in our hands? When?
Okay, if that's the question that you are asking, I believe that the world does not give you what belongs to you. You take it.
Now, two things, sir. I will speak generally now on youth. You are a nation as an individual. While talking now, you've mentioned my father's name more about 4 times. I was counting. You must have seen a value in him that attracted you, right?
Of course.
And there is no way I get to, even when they don't know me. When you ask me what's your name, when I ask you what's your name, you say Paul, right?
Yeah.
But when I ask you what's my name, I say my name is ITUNU Akorede. I call it full. Why? Because my father has not destroyed that name.
Yeah.
So I have the task of not destroying that name. Where they are fighting, I step out. The only fight I do is Facebook fight, social media fight. That's the only fight I do. Where you see they are talking about crime, you won't meet me there. Where you see they are talking about anything negative, I will not be there. When you see that they are trying to do something progressive, if I'm needed, I go there. If I can learn something from there, I go. If I can help there, I go. You understand? I've always, one challenge that I have always tried to caution myself is always trying to add value, but it's just who I am. Adding value to myself. Because when you have when your worth is $10 or 10 naira, and you spend the $10, that means you are valueless now. But when you have $10 and you are improving, you have $11, you have $12, you are increasing in worth. So you will always be needed somewhere. You will always be needed somewhere. But when you are worthless, Your mother does not even need you. Your mother loves you most. She will not even need you when you are valueless. Now, as youths, the most important thing we need to do now is, if we can stay away from crime and decide to add value to ourselves, not slay queen, slay mama. No, that's not what I'm talking about. Improve your self-worth. Sometimes I don't know. I thought about it. Why is Paul coming for me? Right? I asked myself, why is Paul coming for me? I said, I asked myself, why are you coming for me? Why are you showing me the interview? Why are you inviting me on your program? I asked myself that. I've not even achieved anything. But at the other stage, I told myself, it's not about if I've gotten my PhD, or I'm a professor, I'm a CEO of a company. He knows what he has seen. So if he has extended that invitation to me, let me honor it. One person will learn from what I want to say. Just one person knows what I want to say. And if the purpose of coming on this program is for the one person, I'm sure someone has learned something. Wherever you do not have a government, I mean, where there are no government, there is no government in a country where you mean nothing to your government. So there's no government for you. Then decide to form your own government in your heart. Tell yourself, this is where I'm going to add value. That is how I will always summarize it. Add value to yourself. It's not just about going to school. You may go to school and be so worthless. Right? So my summary to the youth will always be add value, de-emphasize money. Money is nothing. Money is just, it comes and goes. It only stays with people who know how to manage it. So you may have billions and you do not know how to manage it. We call it burning money. You may have billions and you don't know how to manage it. It is called burning money. People who know how to manage money will come and take it from you one by one by one by one by one. They will tell you, sir, there is an investment here. Come, Ponzi. Then you put money because you are senseless. Because you want free money. You do MMM. You put money. There's another Ponzi. You put money. And after you made the first one, you made the second one, then they encourage you. You can multiply that one and make more. Then you multiply by 10. Then the real owners of the money, they take off.
They take it.
They take it. So everything that you have invested, plus what they have given you, and an extra that you have added, they have taken it because they have sense.
Yeah.
I have de-emphasized money. So even when I don't have money, it's never a problem. My problem is when I don't have something positive to do. My problem is when I sit for 1 week and there is no event. There is no new 2 hours of online class or something that I have to do. That's when I know that I am getting in trouble. I do that every week. There are classes. In fact, sir, I have gone to take Bible classes free. Call to teach. Because I went there to take it. I did project management. I'm doing a lot for myself now. I'm thinking of how many certificates do I want to get? This. You may say it's not getting certificates, it's not having money. You will pay one day. You will pay for the certificates I'm just getting. And that's what I tell people. You do Yahoo, you make money, you buy beautiful car. We drive beautiful car every day. People die in beautiful cars. People die in 2018. Yeah. So if your worth is in the car you drive, if your worth is in the car you drive, you are so worthless. You are so senseless. Because
valueless.
When they take everything, sir, today, I say it publicly, I will never be deported. But if you deport me from US today, I have not lost anything. I am solid. I have acquired, not money, I've acquired knowledge. I've acquired what I will use to take your money. I tell people, it is not just about making money that matters at this stage. This is a time will come when you cannot run around. Can your father do all these things you are doing? No. If your father wins the US visa lottery now and wants to come and also in the US, how much will he make before he dies?
I wonder. He
So
won't even try.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. This is the time when we can also. This is the time. This is the time you have this to improve yourself. People will talk about politicians. They will talk about ministers. Sir, nobody appoints a mediocre as a minister. Nobody appoints a mediocre. A mediocre can win election as a senator, but nobody will employ a mediocre as a minister. Because I'm appointing you based on what you have. You can vote for a stupid man because he has the money to throw around. But you cannot, even a stupid man does not want to appoint another stupid man to work for him. Right?
I take that. I take note of that. I think this is the second time you are saying it. It means a lot.
It does mean
I take that. So, IT, I thank you so much for your time. It's very, very important to me. It's much appreciated. But now, as we prepare to round up, I want you to tell us, the viewers, the IT that I know back then in college and the IT of now. What happened?
Everything.
What happened that brought about the change? What did you do? Is it that mommy prayed? I mean, every African parent prayed.
Prayer cannot.
All right. I mean, and they are praying seriously. People are praying now seriously. So I want to know. I'm curious to know what happened. What brought this IT that I have invited on my program? What brought him out of that IT? I know you were not bad, but you were tough. You were rough. Okay. I would say maybe it was a youthful thing, but people like me wearing that tough, wearing that rough. Okay. So I don't know. What did you do differently?
Let me just quickly say this. The demands of the time. The demands of the time. I was in a system where the demands of those days were to be tough. But let me just, you said, I see have people who are doing what I did 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Age mates. People that are older than me. Yeah, I'm even talking about people who are older than me. That are just doing.
Okay.
I'm talking about age mates and people who are even older than me. That are just doing what I did 15, 16, 17 years ago.
Yeah.
They are 40 and they are doing what I did as a boy of 19, as a boy of 21. They have not grown. The brain is
so simply you have grown.
Sir, number one, that is why prayer does not work in Nigeria. There are some situations prayer will never change. Prayer did not change me. Prayer did not change me. I changed everything about myself. I changed the friends. I changed places that I go. I changed deliberately I changed everything. And you know, when I tell people the only thing God wants to see in you is the desire, the thirst. When God saw that this guy is trying, I was trying to change. Sir, I will tell you that some of those things I think I'll never pray for. I ended up praying for them before I got them. Those things that I thought that by the position of my parents, I would get it like this. I didn't get them. I didn't get them. I prayed. Getting a job was tough for me. Getting a job was tough for me in Nigeria. So at the certain stage, I decided, okay, it is time, like Abraham, to live where I was. And I left Ondo for Ibadan. I was the only one staying. That gave me an avenue to re-strategize, to have a rethink. It gave me an avenue to really know who I have always wanted to be. It actually gave me a deeper revelation into my personality. It gave me a lot of openings. It narrowed my focus. You know, when you have a very wide space, you are confused, where do I look to? So I now have a linear view of
narrow it down.
Yeah, I now had a straight line to tread, not just walking zigzag and you end up not going anywhere. But I was able to go straight. Sir, I told you this earlier. I left the most precious thing in my life. I dropped it. I dropped the best person around me. I dropped the person. When I say I dropped it, I did it. When I did it, people said, ITUNU, you are running mad. I said, look, if I'm running mad or not, we know who is running mad. But years after, I'm still standing. I have no regrets. I changed my focus.
It has paid.
I changed my environment. I changed the way I think. And when God saw that this guy is ready to move now, this is no matter of fasting and praying.
Yeah.
This is no matter of fasting and praying. It was a conscious effort. It was a conscious decision. These are things I want to do. I've always been book smart. I've always been book smart. I've always been street smart. But I wasn't spiritual smart. You understand? I've always been street smart. Yeah. No. I know what's going on the street part-time. I know where to go. I know where not to go out. I had information of what's going on in Ondo anywhere, which was my immediate neighborhood. But I wasn't spiritually smart.
I am already thinking of rounding up, but I wish I have more time to grab you. I know that you are loaded and you are prepared for this, but for the sake, I'm doing this for the sake of the youths out there. I'm doing it because I don't just want it to be me sharing my experience and talking, you know. So I know that we are talented. I am made bold to say it, that Nigerians are one of the most talented people anywhere in the world. All right, we are strong. We are strong both physically, mentally, and even spiritually. And I am just like you said, you are in Nigeria. I am proud to be a Nigerian. And everywhere that I go, I will keep being a Nigerian. All right. And I will hold my head high. I will raise my shoulders high, saying I am proudly Nigerian. But now, for the sake of those youths that are still going to watch this, I want you to tell us. I'm sure you have you had apart from an NCE degree, probably a second or third degree. Now, how much of personal development have you done? How often do you read? I mean, read other materials for self-development.
I read everything I can lay my hands on.
Say that again.
I read everything, anything. Let me tell you something. While we were in school, there was this guy, Dolapo. I don't know where he is now. If you had, Dolapo was in physics, was reading physics then. I know a couple of people who still remember Dolapo, who know him. I mention people's names so that I'm not talking about ideas, I'm talking about concrete things, evidences, you know. If you're saying in history in 1921, something happened, Dolapo would just say no. It was so it was in 1919. It was a physics department. And we will keep quiet. Dolapo would just say, hold on. And he will go into his wardrobe and bring out a book and open the page.
Wow.
And present it to you. Start arguing about medicine. Dolapo will just say no. That was as far back as maybe it was in 200. He didn't make a first class. He didn't make a second class offer. But he was a very smart and intelligent guy. It is not just for me to be able to talk about history or politics. Humanity, social works, youth development, religion, politics, society,
technology,
a little of science. You understand? That's what I call idea. You have an idea. You don't just, when people are talking, you don't just appear dumb. Chip in one or two contributions if they are right. They will know that you have an idea. Then you now present it that I'm ready to learn more. So I have more than 40 books. I got into the US. You will see me anytime I go on Amazon, I buy my book, I did them. I will read this one, so I did them. So I did them. You understand what I'm saying? But
I do.
Youth don't do that anymore. We all know, we know big brother Nigeria. We know when it will start. We know the auditioning. We know the person that we project to win. But you have not even read the newspaper. You have not even read any meaningful blog. You have not even read, when you see pictures that people share on WhatsApp, and the cosmic ray will be turned off your phone because the cosmic ray will be coming by 3 o'clock. So if cosmic ray, it's my phone that cosmic ray is looking for. That shows how dumb we are. Or send this thing to 25 people, and then somebody who sends it to the people, God bless them. A dog and a pussycat mated, and they gave birth to a monkey. Incredible. And these are things here. So now, where is our intelligence now? You are by yourself, presenting yourself as very dumb. You understand?
If you
want to hide something from Africa, keep it in a book. If you want to hide information, if you want to hide money from Africans, keep it in a book. Even sometimes I do not want to read some books. But because of when I remember that, I decide to open the page. Maybe something is hidden there. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
People do not read newspaper. They go to the beer parlor, and that is where they discuss. And that is where you will hear that Buhari, they have changed Buhari. Buhari is cloned, and you believe it. Yeah. That they are coming to put it on Facebook. That Buhari.
IT, do you know the mess that is going on the media, on the social media right now, where people are talking about snake swallowing money, and you see, Nigerians are just so crazy about things that are just too minute, too small, And see, I keep saying that social media is the next big thing, all right? But people they are only running after comedy. They are running after something that is funny. When they are supposed to be using their brain to think about how can I make impact, how can I benefit, how can I profit from the next big thing that is coming now. But our people they keep. 2 days ago, my wife was telling me that she's probably going to block somebody now because that person keeps sending all manners of nonsense messages to her. You understand? And people keep sharing this, but articles that will profit them, videos that has, if you not click on it, they will say they don't have data. I mean, when you write an article that a bit, maybe even half of a page, half of an A4 paper page, people will not click on it because they say it is too much. But when it is comedy, they will not only read it, they will share it and share it and share it. So, I don't.
Let me say something. You see, the social media is 2009. I joined Facebook 2009. And the only reason I had in mind to join Facebook was to look for my old friends, old timers, and some beautiful girls. That was it. But when I got into Facebook and Twitter, I discovered that this thing can make money for me. It can make name for me. And it can also destroy me.
Yeah.
So then Goodluck Jonathan came. Twitter and Facebook made Goodluck Jonathan the president. People do not want to agree, but I agree.
Yeah.
Nigeria
that is the truth. That is the truth.
When it was time for him to be out, Nigerians sold him on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. The more social media we have, the more money you can make. Arole will make a 1-minute video. Ashiri will make a 1-minute video. Peteru will make a 1-minute video. Akororo will make a 1-minute video. And you want to watch. Ijebu will make a 1-minute video. In the last 3 months, now Ijebu has traveled 3 times. It was in Russia, Germany, and South Africa. And he said, just for him to be dancing, to be doing his 1-minute workout on Instagram, people called him, and now they invited him to Germany to come and make them laugh. And they want to invite him for fun. They paid his ticket and they paid him some money for doing that. The same thing. But when you want to use your social media, you bring your bottle of NSC to show that you are enjoying. You are drinking NSC. People don't want to agree with this. But listen, if I tell people, I do not talk about what I have not gone through. Experience, they say, is the classroom. I've been in the classroom that most Nigerian youth of today have not been through. Talk about madness. I've been mad. Talk about craziness. I'm crazy. So when I want to talk to people, I talk to people about my own experience. I don't say Paul had an experience. My experience. You pour it and you be drinking and you say you are enjoying. To me, you are just like a very stupid person. I don't want people to agree with this, but that's me. That's my opinion about it. There are so many. I am here now. I am here. You don't know if I have a bottle of beer under my table. So why putting your nonsense for the world to see? There are some things to the extent that we've gotten to the extent that people now put the picture of their girlfriend because they had disagreement. Now put the naked picture of their girlfriend on Facebook, on Instagram.
Yeah.
Trying to do what? To me, I don't blame the girl because she trusted you. You only lost your value.
Yeah.
If a girl trusts you to allow you to do any nonsense with her, and you now think that because she's no more with you, you now think so the best way to punish her is to throw a naked picture on Instagram.
On the internet.
It's you. It's you. You will never even
that person has lost his brain.
Eh? Not even your male friend will trust you anymore. So you think you have got the girl.
Yeah.
It will only go for 2 years. Another husband will marry her. Husband will marry her. And the husband that will marry her will But we start doing a lot of nonsense on Facebook. When something like this, interactive sections can be on like this. When we do webinar on internet, when there are live classrooms on internet that you can log in free of charge.
Yeah.
There are live classrooms that you can take free of charge.
Yeah.
If you tell people that ITUNU want to walk naked on Facebook today, we would have had more than 3,000 viewers.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
But right now we are discussing sense. People don't want to hear it. At the end of the day, people don't want to hear something like this because it's not something in vogue. I don't do things that are in vogue. I don't do things that everybody do. You understand? I don't do things that everyone does. But when you think about the long-term effects of what we are doing, when you think about the long-term effects of what even when you drink a bottle of beer last year and you put it on Instagram or Facebook, and someone sees it, and your enemy sees it, and you say nonsense and you get angry today, they will say, oh, hey, Omuti is maybe he's drunk. People do. I know people would say, hey, this is just saying it's my mind, though. I don't sift my mind when I'm ready to say it. There are people who take cocaine in their bedroom. They take it and they sleep. But you smoke cigar, you now put your cigarette everywhere
on social media.
On social media. There are people who drink better drinks, but you are drinking beer of 150 naira per bottle. You will not let us walk on social media. So, you know, a lot of things. I have always told people, the ones that are close, and I say, keep your shit to yourself. Keep your nonsense to yourself. One of our colleagues back in school was on Instagram, was on Facebook one day, was drinking beer, and it maybe purposefully or unconsciously,
or accidentally
posted the picture. There was this popular blogger. What's her name? Linda Keji.
Which one of them?
Linda Keji.
Linda Keji.
Linda Keji picked the picture and put it live there.
Oh.
And people started making, because this guy was a political appointee, people started making damage control. But the deed has been done. Started running, started writing. Obama even drank beer. If Obama drank beer, are you Obama? Was Obama drinking beer in the public, in the Senate, when he was a senator? Or was he drinking when he started his law career? Obama drank beer because he was advertising for them. And you can be sure he didn't finish the cup. But you sat naked. An old man like you, over 40 years, you have children, you are drinking beer there. I'm sorry. I don't care if he sees it or not. That's me.
I'm very, very glad you made my day today. This is wonderful. I begin to fall in with my ability to decide who I bring on this platform. So I'm really grateful. This has been a lot of content. I summon your courage. Thank you so much. God bless you. Viewers, just for the sake of viewers, if you know someone that is credible, someone that is passionate about our values, someone passionate about country, somebody that is credible, somebody that understands what truth means, somebody that understands that youth needs to wait and mature, all right? Please let that person contact me. I want to continue to do this. You know, I don't just want to be teaching the youth with just my words, speaking English, but I want people that have experienced it, people that have been through it, people that have gone through it. I want them to come and, you know, say it the way it is, share their personal experience. So IT, this is wonderful. I'm so grateful. I'm sure we will still be working together. Obviously, we have a lot of things in common. Obviously, we have a lot of things ahead for us as far as Nigeria is concerned. We are both passionate about our country. We are both passionate about the youth. So please keep the fire burning. My regards to your wife and baby. Thank you so much. So in closing, you can feel free to, you know, just make one or two comments.
Righteousness, they say, exalts a nation, and sin is a reproach.
Yeah.
We cannot continue in sin and pray that grace increase. We cannot keep doing what we are doing and expect a different result. It is time for me. It is time for Paul. It is time for you, watchers and those who watch it afterward, to decide what you want for yourself. I've taken a decision and I'm running with it. He said, Daniel proposed in his heart not to eat that food that is on the king's table, not to defile himself.
Yeah.
If you have decided that money is what you want, you will see money. You will see money. But money is just money. You can be the richest man in the world without wisdom. Your money will go in 1 second. Increase your self-worth. Stay away from crime. That's especially to my brothers and sisters in Nigeria. I'm most concerned with Nigeria. Stay away from crime. Your money will come one day, but step by step up the steep slope. A step now, the second step.
Thank you so much, IT. I am very grateful. Once again, my regards to your lovely wife and kids. We'll see you again, and I'm sure that in case I want to bring you up again, because there's a topic that is hot now in my heart that I want to bring people to discuss, and that is I want us to compare what I call real education and school education. All right, so I'm looking for even students from around here. I'm going to be bringing them up soon. I'm working on some guys also in Nigeria. I hope their internet will challenge in Nigeria. So I'm going to talk about, to compare, to make a comparison between real education. IT, thank you so much. God bless you.
Yes, sir.
All right.